Welcome again to the Too Fast Tactical channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at something that isn't really tactically oriented, so to speak. This is a Bluetooth speaker. This is made by a company called Scosche, or Scosche Industries. If you haven't heard of Scosche, it could be because you don't work in specific types of industries, mainly car audio, because Scosche has been around since the 80s, making a lot of car audio accessories, wiring, and installation accessories and car installation kits. And they've branched out over the years, and they've got into doing a lot of consumer electronics, especially since the iPhone came out in 2001. They started doing more and more phone-related accessories. So a reputable company, been around for a long time in California. This particular item is called the BoomBottle MM. It is a waterproof mobile speaker with a built-in what they call MagicMount, or that's basically magnetic, and we'll talk about that. This carries a part number of BTM SC1, and it is available from Scosche's website for $129.99. If you use the link in the description, it will take you right to that item and give you a discount code to give you a discount on buying this, if you're so inclined to do so. So I'll talk about the specs here in just a second. I want to preface this a little bit with why I bought this particular one. I got this one mainly because of the magnetic capability, as well as the mounting capability. You can mount it using a standard, I believe it's a 1/4 inch threaded mount on the bottom. It's just the same you would have on a camera and your tripod. So Bluetooth, magnetic mounting capability, and the threaded mount to mount onto a tripod. Those were three of the big criteria for me. Obviously, this is a rechargeable battery. That's another important thing, is to be able to recharge this and not have to replace the batteries. And this is going to live on my workbench. That's why I bought this. I bought this to provide sound on my workbench, hold my cell phone, get it up out of the way. And last but not least, the other selling feature is this will function as a hands-free microphone speaker system for my cell phone. So if I receive a call, I can just press the answer button. It will use the microphone internal to this speaker, and I can listen to the people's voice through the speaker. So, all right, so let's get moving with the video. One of the things you've heard me mention numerous times in different videos is I'm a stickler for packaging. I think when a company takes pride in developing their packaging, that just goes to show you what's inside of it. And nothing is more obvious than that is like with the iPhone, for example. The accessories and the packaging with the iPhone is just top notch. And this is right along those lines. I mean, you've got this customized Scosche box here. It's got a lot of different data on this top part, which is a slip top part, and right down to this is designed for POP hang tag, like to hang on a rack. But see, this one rotates even. So if this was hanging on a rack, or hanging on a rack and locked in place, so thieves couldn't get to it, you can actually turn it and read the stuff on the back of the box. I know a lot of times when I'm in stores and things are locked and I want to look at the back, I got to kind of twist it, and it doesn't twist around. So this is kind of cool. And that's a whole lot of nothing for most people, but those sort of things are important to me. It just goes to show you that this particular company has taken a lot of pride in their product, enough to make a really nice presentation box for it. So as we open it up, this one's solid black. They do have two colors. The other one's kind of got like a camouflage finish to the grill area, but this one's solid black, and it just slides right out. There's nothing else inside the box, just some plastic backing material. And then, of course, this is the accessory packet, which slides out. And that's it for the box. So, enough of the box. We'll get that up out of the way. All right, so with our speaker and our accessories. Let's get a better view of this. Okay. Let's talk about, well, let's take a look at the accessories. In this side of this little box right here, we have a whole bunch of stuff in here, and I'll discuss everything that's in here for accessories. First off is our USB charging cable. Now this is, I believe they refer to this as a USB-C charging cable. So this is a little bit different from the charging cables that I get with a lot of accessories, specifically my tactical flashlights. Let's see if the camera wants to cooperate and focus. All right, well, maybe you can see that, maybe you can't, but that's the USB-C cable. Out of the box, you'll have to plug this into your computer to get this to charge. Now, if you're an iPhone owner, and possibly some Android owners, you will have one of these. I have several of these because I've owned iPhones for a long time. These adapters, you can repurpose this to charge your speaker because the USB will just plug right into it. So this does not come with this particular speaker. This is for my iPhone. If you don't have one, you can buy one for a few dollars. Anyway, so we've got the cable, a small user manual. This user manual is also available off of Scosche's website for this product. You can get a PDF version, which is really nice because the print's a lot larger, easier to read. All right, so we have this metal plate right here, which says Scosche on it and has some nice, fairly thin 3M double-sided tape on it. Now this is a magnetic plate, and the purpose of this is if you want to attach this speaker to a non-magnetic surface, you can use this. So you would prepare the surface using the included cleaning wipe, remove the tape, apply this, and then the speaker, ouch, pinched myself, will attach to this plate. The magnets on the speaker are extremely strong. I believe there's 7 in the bottom, 4 in the top. I'll check my notes on that, but the ones on the bottom are really strong. These magnets are so strong, when you connect this to a solid metal surface, it'll hang upside down, no problem. I have to really pull on this to get it off, so you don't have to worry about this speaker getting bumped and falling off, or it falling off on its own. These magnets are extremely strong. So we've got this magnetic plate, and this is optional if you don't have a magnetic surface available. We also have another smaller magnetic plate. This is specifically for your cell phone. Same design, but it's rectangular in orientation and has a thinner tape on it. So this is designed for your cell phone or tablet. I guess you could use this on a tablet if you were so inclined. For our purposes, we're going to be working with a cell phone today. It also includes a carbiner, a small carbiner. So you could attach this to a backpack up through this looped opening right here. You'll also notice the size of this kind of resembles a water bottle, and it more or less is roughly the same size. So if you have a water bottle carrying pocket in your backpack, this will fit right in. Before we get too far off topic, this area right here, that's actually a bottle opener. You can use this to open a bottle. So I can't imagine using my Bluetooth speaker to open a bottle, but in a pinch, there it is. So the carbiner, the cleaning wipe, and then in here is a small clear piece of material that is the same size of your cell phone magnetic plate. According to the installation instructions, if you were to install this magnetic plate directly to the casing of your cell phone, you would want to place this down and then this over it. If you're applying this to a third-party case on your cell phone, you wouldn't need to use this. So that's my understanding based on the instructions. All right, so all the accessories here are great. I see no issues with it. Specifically, also, I'll just make note that 3M is in my opinion, the best two-sided tape, whether it's thin or thick foam tape. The 3M stuff is, there's a lot out there, but the 3M stuff is just the best. It's got the best adhesive qualities. It holds up over time. I buy rolls of this for use in other projects. So whenever I get a product like this and I start to see 3M, it's like the developers, they know the 3M is the good stuff. So that's what they've gone with here. So, all right, enough of that. Our speaker, with this particular one, we've got an entire meshed outer coating on it. The Scosche logo is down here on the bottom. You have the Scosche S or right there, which is another one of their logos. And there's not a lot to the outside of this. When we flip it around to the back, we've got the Bluetooth emblem down here. This is actually the lights down there. We'll see that in a second. And we have our push button controls, volume up, volume down, and what they refer to as a MFB button, which is a multifunction button. This is this allows you to put the speaker into learning mode, or put it in a pairing mode, learning mode, pairing mode. And this is a solid rubber piece that covers these buttons right here, and there's a little pull tab. Because this is waterproof, this door needs to be fully closed for this to be waterproof. If it's not, you're not going to get your waterproof rating. You can see this is nice thick rubber and it fits really tight into this opening. So if we open it up, you can see the buttons. You also have the charging port and you have an auxiliary input. So your auxiliary input here, you can run a 3.5 millimeter audio cable into this. If you had something that didn't have Bluetooth, you know, an older iPod or something, you can run the auxiliary input into this and run the music from your iPod through this, for example. So that's where these openings right here are where water could get in, and that's why they're underneath this sealed rubber opening. On the bottom, not much, model number and the name and the logo, and you can see the 1/4 inch threaded insert, and that's for the tripod mount. So my initial impressions after getting this was everything is top notch on this. The design, the layout, the configuration, the included accessories, all are excellent. Now we've got that taken care of. Let's talk about some of the specs. So let's see. The rechargeable batteries that are in this, they are 4,000 milliamps internal battery. I don't know if there are multiple small batteries to equal 4,000 milliamps or one large battery, but that's the rated specifications. The rechargeable batteries will run this for about 12 hours. I think the most I've run it for is 10 hours, and it was still going. Now, this also has the capability of dual pairing. So, for example, if you wanted to run 2 of these, there's a dual pairing mode that allows you to pair 2 of these to your device, so you can get stereo music through this. So, in a situation where you might have 2 of these and one on the left and one on the right for a tripod, mounted on tripods, for example, you can run stereo. I only have one. That's all I could afford was one of them, and that's all I really need for my workbench. But that capability is there. The BoomBottle is rated IP67, waterproof and dustproof. Now, of course, that means that rubber door on the back is going to have to be fully sealed to get that waterproof rating. According to Scosche's information sheet, the device can be submerged up to 3 feet into water. There is also a indoor-outdoor EQ. So, according to what I read, there's the built-in equalizer changes whether the device is indoors or outdoors, and I don't know exactly how that works. I couldn't find any information on it, but I suspect it might have something to do with the microphone built into the unit. If it detects more noise, it might increase the volume output. That's complete assumption on my part, because I couldn't really figure out how that worked. The device, when powered on, will auto shut off after 10 minutes if no wireless playback or no 3.5mm connection is made. So if, for example, when I use this and I grab my cell phone and I leave my workshop, I don't necessarily need to turn this off. It will auto power down after 10 minutes once I take my phone out of range of it. So this uses, the BoomBottle uses Bluetooth 4.2. To use your device with this, it has to have AWRCP or A2DP. It must be one of those two capable. A2DP is the streaming Bluetooth protocol for streaming audio from a device to a speaker. The range is 30 feet. I haven't measured that range, but I have walked around with my phone from my bathroom to my living room and so on, which is, I don't know, 15, 20 feet, and it's never lost connection. So the Bluetooth range is excellent. I think that has a lot to do with the fact that it's a Bluetooth 4.x or higher. Now the speakers inside of this, it has, let's see, it has 2 passive subwoofers and 2 45mm full range speakers inside of it. There is a nice diagram of that layout on their website, so if you click the link and go to the website, you can look at that picture. I don't have a printout of it, but kind of gives you an idea how it's laid out. The frequency range is listed from 80 Hertz to 18 kilohertz, which is a pretty broad frequency range. 80 Hertz is not the lowest by any means. You know, car subwoofers and your home subwoofers could probably go down to 20, 30 Hertz for low hard-hitting bass. You're not going to get that out of a speaker this size, so I want to make that very clear. You'll get a little bit of bass out of this, but because of the power limitations and the driver limitations, you're not going to get hard, deep hitting bass out of something this size. The sound that comes out of this is quite impressive, amazing actually for this size. The total output power on this, goes back to what I was just talking about, is only 12 watts. And the size is 185mm in height by 72mm in depth, and the weight is 1.25 pounds. That's directly off of Scosche's website, so let's take a tape measure out and I can tell you what that is in inches. 7 1/4 and a diameter of little over 2 3/4 inches. So for us people in America that have trouble with the metric system, there you go. Last on my talking points, well, not all my talking points, but the ones I want to talk about right now. This carries a limited lifetime warranty. Now the lifetime warranty is on all non-electrical parts. There's a 3-year limited warranty on all electrical parts and speaker drivers. So for the most part, you're probably looking at a 3-year warranty on this because most of the parts on this item are electronic and they're speakers. But I guess in the event this were to come out, that would be covered underneath a limited lifetime warranty based, or if you had an issue with your bottle opener, then that would be a limited lifetime warranty. Maybe this door, if this door broke and fell off, that might be covered as well. So those are most of the important talking points. Let's see. All right, like going back to what I said, there's 4 neodymium magnets on the top and 7 on the bottom. On the website is a nice little diagram that shows that because I did notice that the bottom is much stronger than the top, and that makes sense because if you're only putting a cell phone up here, you don't need to that type of strength. You need it on the bottom. All right. So moving on from that, let's go ahead and pair this up to a phone. I'll show you that procedure, and we'll take a short listen to it, and at the very end of this video I'll show you how I actually am using this on my workbench. Okay, I have a iPhone 6s out here. This is several years old, but this procedure would be applicable for pretty much all the iPhones. Android would be a little bit different, but this is running iOS 12, so the access to the Bluetooth and pairing functionality would be the same all the way up to the new iPhone 10. All right, so to turn this on, you don't need to necessarily open this sealed area back here. You can just press the multifunction button, hold it in for a few seconds. You get this introductory sound. It's sort of like booting up a Windows computer. You get a intro sound when you turn it on. The lights down here illuminate the Bluetooth, and then you get these dots over here. There's actually 4 dots. The dots indicate the power level of the charge in the battery, which is pretty cool. When this is charging, this is also blinking to tell you how far it's been charged. So, for example, if I was down to 1 dot and I plug this in, the second dot would start blinking, meaning it's charging to the second level or the second dot, and when that's done it moves on to the third, and then the third start blinking. So if you need to unplug this in the middle of a charge, you kind of get an idea of how far it's been charged up. Most devices on the market, they flash. For example, they just have a single LED and they flash when they're charging, and maybe it's flashing green, and when it's fully charged let's back that up. Most devices might have a single LED that when you plug it in and it's charging, it's red, and when it's fully charged, it's green. You don't have any in-between notifications of where the charging status is. It could be halfway or 3/4 of the way, but the LED is still red, and it only goes to green when it's fully charged. So this is nice. I've already paired this, but the pairing mode would basically be hold in this button for a few more seconds, and this will start blinking, and it will go into pairing mode. And on your phone, you would basically go into your settings, and on an iPhone, right up there on Bluetooth, you'd want to turn it on if it's not on. In my case, it's already on. The wireless device is BoomBottle MM. That'll show up down here where it says searching. There'll be found new item, and the BoomBottle MM would be down there, and you just press the button or press the BoomBottle and it will connect. You don't have to insert a pin code or anything like that, and then it will show up as being connected. Now on the iPhone, which is really cool, people that own iPhones already know this, so let's make sure we focus. You get a headset indicator at the top of your screen to let you know that this is connected as a headset, and there's also a power meter next to it to let you know at a glance if your remote Bluetooth speaker needs to be recharged or not. That may or may not be available on Android. I'm not too sure about that because I don't have an Android phone to compare that to, but on the iPhone that's what you get. Once that's connected and you get the little icon up there, you are ready to go. I can pull up a app here, which is this is radio.net. This is a streaming service I use, and I've got a couple of channels. And it should connect, and we should hear sound coming out of the Scosche BoomBottle. Okay, maybe this one doesn't want to connect. Let's try this one. Sorry about that. I don't want to play too much music through this because every time I play music in a video I get flagged for intellectual property rights violations, and I have to go through a big long drawn out process with YouTube to say, look, I'm demonstrating something, I'm not playing somebody's music video or a full song. But you can see the sound coming through there is pretty cool. It's got a good amount of bass for this size. The high frequencies are very good for this size as well. You got to keep in mind we're dealing with a full range, a couple of full range speakers in here that are covering the full frequency spectrum from 80 hertz to 18,000. So definitely very, very good sounding speaker. I'll play a little bit more from another channel, and hopefully I don't get flagged I play too much of one song, it always gets flagged. That's Village People. That will definitely get a flag. So anyway, now I was using the volume controls on the phone. There are, of course, volume controls on the back here, and you can use those. I prefer to use them on the phone, but you do definitely have those on the back of the speaker as well. My initial impressions after using this for a couple of days is I'm extremely happy with this. I'll be honest, I've tried several inexpensive Bluetooth speakers, $20, $30 ones, and I was greatly disappointed with the pairing functionality, the range, and the sound quality. The batteries didn't last very long, just disappointing. I found that I'm going to be better served for long-term usage of a device like this to spend a little bit extra money and buy a higher quality unit, and this definitely has not disappointed me yet. All right, so we've covered all the specs here, and I'm going to transition over to my workbench, and I'm going to show you how I use this on my workbench. Okay, I've transferred over to my workbench area, so I know there's a lot of clutter going on here. You don't have a nice clean background like my regular display area, but this is my large workbench where I do most of my work here. There's a metal backplate that has stuff hanging off of it, and we have a top shelf with fluorescent lights underneath it. So this whole area here is metal, and the magnets on the back of the speaker connect like that, and basically it's not going anywhere. So this was what I really wanted. I wanted a speaker I could get up off the workbench out of my way, because my workbench down here, you can't see it, but it's just, I've got a ton of stuff down here, and I've got a workbench extension over here, and I really need to get stuff off of my workbench. I just don't have space to put my phone, my tablet, or a speaker. So this is absolutely perfect to mount like this. Now, how I run this is with my phone like this. Now you notice right now my phone won't connect to this. I have a plastic casing on the back of my phone here, and to make this happen, we could do several things. I could put this on the back using the supplied tape. That's an option. We can also, let's see if I can get this out of the case here. Well, let me get this out of the case and we'll be right back. Okay, so if I get the case off the back, you can see we've got, this is basically just a black sticker in here, and we have the back of the phone. Now we could also take this and then use the included clear piece I showed you earlier in the video, and we could connect it right to the back of the phone. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually not going to tape this, pull the tape off. What I'm going to do is just set this in here like this and put the phone back in. So if there's 3 different mounting options for this device to the phone, and it's included in the instructions, and it specifically says if we go this route, leave this backing material on, set this in here with the black metal side facing the rear of the casing, and then reinstall the phone. So we're going to do this and reinstall the phone. I'm going to do that off camera, and then we're going to test it right here. Okay, got the back put back on the phone there. The metal piece is right inside there, right in the center. And you can see it's nice, it's on there, it's nice and solid, but it's not on there too tight to where I really have to pull on it. It's on there nice and good. It's not going to fall off, but I can easily remove it. So that's basically how I use this. You could possibly use a tablet for this purpose, but I honestly wouldn't use a tablet. I think the tablets are going to be a lot heavier than a phone, and these magnets and that little metal piece are probably not going to hold a tablet in this type of orientation. But with the phone, it's just fine. So this is more or less what I run this, how I run this. I also have one other option that I use in some situations, and I'll readjust the camera and I'll show you how another option for mounting your Scosche speaker. Okay, so in situations where I might want to have the speaker sitting down, I've actually had situations where I bumped this and it's fell over. Durable, I don't think that's ever going to be an issue, but sometimes if I've bumped this and it's fell over, it's dumped other things or knocked over other things. So what I have here, this is, I guess you could say it's a handheld mount for a camera, and it has the 1/4 inch threaded bolt in it. This is a multifunction one. This can be handheld, or you can swing these out and make a little tripod out of it. So this is one of the other main reasons I bought this, was this particular speaker, because of the mount, and I can screw it on the tripod, and actually I can actually adjust the angle of this as well. So so you can see, if I want to run it like this, I've got the sound firing directly up at me, or I can tilt it down if this was up on a shelf so the sound is firing down. And then of course we can still attach the phone right there. So I've got several nice mounting options with this speaker that make it very versatile for my particular purposes. So going to wrap this video up at this point. The link in the description is a special link that Scosche gave me. The code for the discount on this is Too Fast, spelled just like my channel, just Too Fast. It should be working. They were nice enough to provide you listeners, or you watchers, a discount code to get a discount on this device if you decide to buy one. So if you click on that link, it'll give you the discount code and take you right to this item on Scosche's website. Thanks for watching.